It is Thursday, and it is time for the Why So Serious show. Jesse Morrison, Max Bechtold, maybe Mallory Schnell. She's frozen right now. We'll see if she can join back. We'll see what goes on there, but it's honestly, it kind of works out because the stuff that we're gonna go right into right away is not really Mallory's forte.
The joys of recording in a COVID world. The joys of recording in a COVID world right now, just on full display.
So what are your thoughts on the PGA Championship and the college football decision? That's what I want. That's what I want to start with. What I want to get to.
Well, I'll start with the college football decision because I feel like it's the easier and briefer thing, which is that they waited too long to try to come up with a plan. They waited too long to try to come up with an idea, and by now there's no other option to cancel it if you weren't thinking it through.
Postpone is
postpone
the word we need to use. Unless you're the SEC, ACC, or Big 12.
Right. There's no other option, though,
breaking news,
other than to postpone at this point. Like, you really backed yourself into a corner by not preparing for it. And that's just my overall take on it. I know that some conferences are still saying they're going to. Really, there's no way to safely do this and make sure that it's safe. Right.
How sad are you?
I'm very sad. Like, I've had to live for a few months without sports, obviously, and it's been tough.
But this is your favorite sport.
College football is my sport. I mean, it's the one that I really – Wednesdays through Saturdays in the falls, that's all I do is watch college football and think about college football. And, like –
Not Tuesdays.
Tuesdays – well, once it gets November, Tuesdays as well. Like, and that's the thing is it's like a lot easier thing to worry about than all the other stuff in the world. And it takes over a lot of my thoughts, like thinking about what's going to happen in college football on Saturday. And it's like, those are a lot better thoughts to have. And so like, it is a bummer, but I hope that, if they can safely find a way to have some kind of college football this year, I'll latch on to a Big 12 ACC or SEC school this year. Like I'll do that and I'll watch and enjoy it.
Dogs.
I'll find a way, but I don't know if there is a reasonable, safe way to do it. And even the conferences that are saying they're going to do it, I doubt will make it through a season.
No, not going to
happen. Unfortunately for me, the school that is my favorite, or is my traditional old school favorite school, then the school I went to for undergrad, and now the school I'm going to for graduate school, all three of them conferences are gone. So I don't have a school to latch on to right now. So I'm taking submissions.
All right. So the PGA Championship as well on this past weekend. I wanted to get your thoughts on that since you're a big golf guy. And Collin Morikawa, oh my gosh, that shot.
Collin Morikawa. And here's the thing. I thought the iconic shot of the tournament was going to be his chip in because that seemed very Tiger-like. To step up on like the 13th or 14th hole with like a one-stroke lead and go in and just chip it in, that seemed very Tiger-like. I thought that was going to be the shot of the tournament. I thought he was going to win, and that was going to be a shot that they replayed forever. Then he hits that drive on 16. Then he has the nerves of steel to go up and just knock that putt in to make the eagle. It's been pretty clear that Collin Morikawa is the next in line. So there's the Tiger, then there's the Phil.
I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah, I know. I get the situation going on down here is very entertaining. But there was Tiger, then there was Phil, then there was Rory, then there was Spieth. Now there's
favorite Spieth.
Well, but now there's Morikawa though. He's the next evolution in it, and I think he's going to be. This is my bold prediction. He's going to be more successful than both Spieth and Rory. Morikawa is. He's going to be the most successful player. I'm not going to say most successful. He's going to be the best player since Tiger. The problem with success is that golf is a lot stronger now because Tiger really raised the level of golf up. So he's never going to reach that success, but he'll have 30 wins and 5 or 6 majors. Wow. I almost guarantee it. I almost guarantee it.
He is the next Tiger. Max with the next Tiger predictions.
I'm usually someone that hates next Tiger predictions. I think Morikawa is the closest player to Tiger since Tiger.
Wrong, mate.
The Morikawa Tracker.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to happen.
You didn't get that joke?
I get it. And I think within the next few weeks, there will be one.
Morikawa Tracker?
Yeah.
You can't have the R on the end, though, because it's got to rhyme.
Yeah.
We should start that, Max. Why don't we do it? Let's do it. Me and you.
If the thing is it becomes really, really big time, because if Morikawa actually becomes this, like the Tiger Tracker, he gets paid to go to like all the tournaments and stuff.
Let's do it.
Like the Tiger Tracker actually goes inside the ropes at every single tournament.
Does he just follow Tiger around?
Yeah, and just tweets about all the shots.
I tried to make my own account, the Bubba Tracker. It didn't really.
I literally did that at the Waste Management Phoenix Open last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did. We just followed around whoever we wanted and tweeted about each shot.
Remember, I wanted to follow around Gary Woodland, and then like 3 months later, he won the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
that was a good call.
Some sort of idea Gary was going to do something soon.
That was a good call, is following Gary Woodland.
Bubba hasn't. I don't think he's won since I followed him around. He might have won in a couple months after that, but Bubba's past his prime.
Oh, well, yeah, he's like 40. Like, nobody knows how old Bubba actually is.
Wait, hold on. Bubba, it should be Watson Watcher.
Wow.
There's probably one of those, honestly. They have them for a bunch of golfers. There's a Phil one. Oh, speaking of Phil Mickelson, I wanted to talk about the best part of the PGA Championship.
Yeah, go ahead.
Phil Mickelson versus Nick Faldo is the new best rivalry in all of sports. It is amazing. They were going at each other's throats. This whole time, they're going at each other's throats when they're in the booth. And then they got on Twitter and continued it. It was so good because Nick Faldo is a knight. And so he's Sir Nick Faldo. And so Phil said, well, maybe I can become a sir if I pay some money like you did. Unbelievable tweet. There was some more, too. They went back and forth. There's like 7 or 8 tweets of them going back and forth, just absolutely ripping on each other.
Do they actually hate each other, or is it just a joke?
I'm not sure. Apparently, so there's a source that goes to the Masters Champions dinners that said they are always like that they always just absolutely rib on each other. It's so good. At one point, Faldo said to Phil in the booth, you should shorten your swing, Phil. It's too long. And then Phil said, yeah, but then maybe I'd hit it short like you. Like, such good stuff. Like, Phil needs to get the Tony Romo treatment from CBS and just needs to get all the money thrown at him to broadcast golf. He is the future of golf broadcasting.
You don't think he's going to go to the Champions Tour? Because I feel like Phil thinks that he can play golf until he's 150, and
he's got too much ego to go on the Champions Tour.
Really?
Because here's the problem: if he won on the Champions Tour, it would be like, oh, I'm playing against a bunch of old guys. But if he didn't win, that would be a major hit on his ego. I don't see any way he plays on the champ. Like, if you really look at it, very few of the greatest players ever actually play on the Champions Tour.
I think I should.
They're like a lot of like solid, decent players.
I think I should be allowed in the Masters Champions dinner, so I'm putting it on the poll. Should Jesse Morrison?
Jesse's just trying to get into all like the bubbles, the Masters, the Champions dinner. Like Jesse just wants more content.
Yeah, I really just need to be. I need to be spitting my sports takes. My golf takes need to be heard by all of the Masters champions that are still alive and with us and going to the Champions dinner.
It's the only time players can wear their green jackets.
Wow. Well, you can't just wear your green jacket around the house.
It can't leave Augusta. The year after you win the Masters, it has to stay in the Augusta locker room. And the only time you can wear it is when you are at Augusta.
Wow. Okay, so moving on to the NBA. The Phoenix Suns, they won. They're 8-0 in the bubble. They finished 8-0 in the bubble. However, the only way they can get into the play-in is if the Brooklyn Nets defeat the Portland Trail Blazers. And they are currently playing right now, 32 seconds left in quarter number 2. The Blazers are up 71-67. There's a shot for the Nets here. let's pull for the Nets. But come on, everyone complains about the Suns. They were the best team in the bubble.
So here's my thing. And I compare this to college basketball March Madness. Because this is essentially a tournament. It's not really a season, it's a tournament. If you have one great player who can get really hot during March Madness, a 13 or 12 seed can make it to the Final Four. Devin Booker has been that player. He's gotten hot. He's gotten going. He's a great player. He can carry a team to a bunch of wins in a row. And so
Damian Lillard is also that player, though.
He is, but it doesn't matter. It just matters who outperforms the other one at one point. And so that's the thing is like if Devin Booker can just play amazing, they can do whatever the Suns can. And so that's what's kind of freaky about this whole situation is just one player getting hot can change the entire NBA season.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm rooting so hard for the Brooklyn Nets right now. Too bad that, Kevin Durant and everybody hasn't been, playing and, they might be able to win. But, Kyrie Irving would blow it. So. But Max, one more thing I was considering as I'm echoing into Mallory's car. Let's mute. She's muted for now. We'll bring her back in a minute. But the Cardinals, Max, they're gonna play on Saturday. It looks like. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. It's been like 3 weeks since I've watched them, so I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what's going on in baseball anymore because I haven't watched since the Cardinals last played. I haven't followed it at all. I don't know anything other than what the Cardinals have been doing. I believe the Cardinals are like 3-4 or something. I don't know, but
they're 2-3.
2-3. Jeez,
the Orioles have played 17 games. What'd you say?
They've only played 5 games?
Today,
God, it felt like I watched like 100 hours of baseball and I only watched 5 games.
Ken Rosenthal, and there goes Mallory again. Ken Rosenthal tweeted that they're going to try to get them into as many games as possible. They might do a doubleheader the day after the season ends. So
I heard they're doing 3 doubleheaders in a row this week.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because they're playing the White Sox and the Cubs. They're making up for the Cubs series that was lost, apparently. So they're playing doubleheaders against both the White Sox and the Cubs this weekend. And apparently they're taking rental cars to Chicago, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because one other person associated with the team tested positive today.
Yeah.
But I think they can still play because they're and then there's Mallory, she's back. I think they can still play because like everyone's been quarantining away from each other.
This just proves though all of this, and same with the Cleveland situation, why it doesn't really work unless you have a bubble.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it really
honestly,
doesn't. It doesn't work unless you have a bubble.
Honestly, after the first 2 weeks of the season, I am shocked about how well it's going.
But like NBA, WNBA, and NHL have all been doing really, really well on it. It's like they're proving, they're giving the blueprint. Like if you're gonna do a season, you gotta have a bubble.
I mean, you're not wrong there. And I've come
I
up
got
with
something to say.
All right, Jeremy Schnell joining the show.
It also says like it proves what happened with Cleveland and what happens with the Cardinals. Like also that happened today with the Seahawks. They literally waived a player.
I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But
it just proves that these players can't be trusted.
I think a few of them can't be trusted. But I was gonna update Max on how the baseball season's going. The Orioles swept the Phillies. We are 10-7. We are making the playoffs. I made this proclamation yesterday on the show. The Baltimore Orioles look amazing. Their lineup is great. The pitching staff has been surprising. We forced the Phillies to go to a position player, Neil Walker, to pitch today. His first major league pitching appearance.
Marlon's great.
Isn't it funny how 4 of the Orioles' 7 losses are against the Marlins?
Yes, it actually is very funny because they're terrible. I mean, they're a historically terrible team over the past few years. But yeah, that's it's great to see.
Marlins are in first place. How dare you?
Okay, Marlins are in first place in the NL East. Max. The Phillies bullpen has a 10 ERA.
I
And
think the Marlins bullpen is really close because they gave up like 11 runs yesterday.
Fernando Tatis is raking, and then Aaron Judge is also raking. There's your baseball update, Max.
Interesting.
Jesse, I sent you a tweet for the bub date.
Oh, we got to do a bub date.
Yeah.
There are a lot of dogs at a game, so here's all the dogs at a game as virtual fans, and they were playing
Aw.
Who Let the Dogs Out.
I love that. That's awesome.
Okay.
Myers Leonard's dog Coco was wearing Myers jersey.
Also, another bub date. Myers got his first bubble minutes besides the exhibition games.
Yeah. Tomorrow the Heat.
And the 8th game. It's the 8th game,
Tomorrow,
right?
Seventh.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Tomorrow the Heat will only have 9 active players, and sitting out includes.
No, because there are 2 other questionable, so it could be 11. We don't know.
Some of the people sitting out will be
Nope.
Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo, Andre Iguodala, Jay
Free
Crowder.
So everybody I've heard of on the Heat.
Okay, I think at least Jeremy, Max, and I played rec basketball.
Yeah.
As I'm gonna mute her because this connection is awful. By the way, they're on the way to Missoula, Montana to get Marie. So yeah, I mean, you guys played rec basketball. There's always that kid that was sick, or he had a big test the next day, and so you played with like 7 guys. It's okay.
Bubble
What's up?
minutes.
What's up, Mallory? I'm not sure this is working, Max.
I by the way, just feeding off that point, I once played on a youth tackle football team in 8th grade that had 12 players on the entire team. So if 2 people were missing,
10 on 11.
you can see where it's going. And the bad thing is there's 28 total players in the program, but they decided that was too many, so they split it into 2 teams for
What?
some reason. I have no idea why. But anyway, that's my 8th grade football story.
It's a great 8th grade football story. Okay.
We went 2-5.
That's not that bad for a 12-person team. I'm surprised no one got hurt.
Well, I missed the first 2 games with an injury. And so they're down to 11. I had 3 broken bones in my hand.
Kamas Siverand, I think is how you say his name. It was who Jeremy was referencing. This is an amazing story. So I'm reading this from Complex's Twitter page. The Seahawks cut rookie Kamas Siverand, I think is how you say it, after he was caught on video trying to sneak a woman into the team hotel. He tried to disguise her as a player with team gear.
I'd love to see the video, or at least a picture of what he was trying to describe or disguise her as.
Was he trying to go? Did he go helmet? Like
That's what I'm wondering. Was it full uniform, or was it like a sweatsuit or something like that players would wear? Like that's what I'm wondering. Was it full uniform or not?
Should he have been cut?
Yeah, probably. It's probably a good lesson to learn.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to watch Hard Knocks, Max. You're going to very much enjoy it. Especially Sean McVay and his dog. You're going to
I could watch, and I think we'll eventually get to this, but, Big Brother has live feeds. I could watch a live feed of Sean McVay. Just 24 hours of camera on Sean McVay. I'd watch it. So I can't wait to watch him on Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah, it's great. And it's great with 2 teams. And I'm very interested in this season because they don't have the ability to just bail out with a, time with just a preseason game.
No,
They're going to have actual
Jesse, shut up.
stories.
Jesse, you have no room to talk about how much you love this season because all you were doing was complaining. I can't believe it's the Chargers and the Rams.
Now that there's no preseason games, I mean, yes, I would prefer it to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers but we've got next year for that. Brady's not going to retire.
But the Buccaneers would be boring, though. Who is more boring in football right now than Brady? Who cares?
you've
Like
got
we've already
Gronk.
seen all we need of Brady. I don't care about
Gronk.
Brady.
You've got Sue. No, I would love to see Brady unleash, like let out everything, which he would do because
That's
he
not
doesn't have
happening,
Belichick
no.
anymore. That's the whole reason he went there, is to get away from Bill Belichick. He didn't want to be a 43-year-old playing for a dictator.
The only thing that's bad about Chargers Rams is that I get that Herbert is possibly going to be a good quarterback. That's who the Chargers drafted, right? I'm not messing that up, right?
Yes, Herbert.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get that, but Herbert and Goff are both kind of super boring. Like, they're both really boring people. And so that's the one problem, is a lot of times Hard Knocks lives or dies by the quarterback, because the quarterback is always a main character on it. And so that is the one thing that kind of sucks.
I don't think it will die, just because, and you will see this, and I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but Jalen Ramsey is just made for Hard Knocks.
I bet he's a star, and both the coaches are good. Anthony Lynn, that's the Chargers coach
Anthony
name, right?
Lynn. It's a very much a contrasting of the old school and the new school.
But I like Anthony. Like, Anthony Lynn's an interesting personality too. Like, he said like San Diego Chargers 4 times in his introductory press conference. Like, from there, I just
say that.
I liked him from there, though.
I think we all say San Diego Chargers. I also said Oakland Raiders in a tweet and decided not to delete it.
Yeah, that's gonna be one that I think you get a year pass on the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, well, I think you get a lifetime pass on Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers is a weird one. Sometimes I still say St. Louis Rams, and they're my favorite team.
Sometimes I still say Los Angeles Raiders.
Jeremy, go drive off the road. Well, not to wreck, but just drive off the road and park.
Okay.
Sometimes I still say Baltimore Colts.
Sometimes I still say Houston Oilers.
Well, sometimes I say Los Angeles Chargers, but when they were originally in Los Angeles back in like the 60s. I'm not referring to this iteration. I'm referring to them when they were in San Diego, but still now they're in LA, and I'm referring to them as the 1960s.
Jesse, start walking.
What I do? I don't know. What I do? I'm not gonna walk, but just like you are.
You think you have to carry the show? Max would just do just fine without you.
Actually, Max is a good host. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. Hey guys.
All right, that obviously didn't work.
I was intentionally not saying anything.
So we have a Wubble update. So during the halftime of a WNBA game played in the Wubble, there was a commercial for a product called the Wubble, and I am now obsessed with this product, the Wubble. Here is a YouTuber demonstrating trying to pop the Wubble, and it is absolutely amazing. It is my thing now.
Can I pop this with my body? Let's try this experiment. Here we go.
I really want one of these. Somebody get me one of.
It's kind of like a giant.
Somebody get me a Wubble.
What's its purpose?
I don't know.
Your mom's gonna ask you what you want for Christmas. You're gonna be like, Mom, I want a Wubble.
Well, I don't know. Also, every single WNBA player needs one of these, and they need to just do like a giant like thing of all of them trying to pop the Wubble. I know, but like I don't know its purpose, but there's a billion YouTube videos of like with millions of views of people either reviewing or just like hop or trying to jump on the Wubble and pop it. I don't know what the purpose of it is. Everyone needs a Wubble. Can we get a show Wubble? How much do these things cost? We need to find how much a Wubble costs.
Can we go to the Irish pub instead?
And we've got Mallory and Jeremy discussing their plans. How much does a Wubble cost?
What do you guys think we should have for dinner? Pizza or Irish pub?
The Irish pub is not good here.
An Irish pub in Montana doesn't sound great. I'm gonna go pizza.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I don't know. I think the Irish pub in Montana could be solid.
Max, this wubble is $20 at Target. I'm totally buying one.
$20?
Yeah,
That's it?
it's only $20. We
Yeah.
gotta get a show wubble.
Yeah, I might take a chance on that. might see what it's like.
We made it to Missoula, Montana.
What?
We made it. You want to go to the Grizz Stadium?
They're muted again. But we're gonna
Is it
have
light
to have.
there?
What'd you say?
Is it still light there?
Oh, it's light until like 10 p.m. in Montana. It's insane. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Weren't you there in the summer?
Yeah, but that was a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got the Mount Rushmore of weird sports
Mhm.
jerseys, like weird players in
Now,
players in weird uniforms that they played with at like the end of their career.
Now, I have to say, it is a little bit weird that I'm wearing the 2020-2021 NFL Rookie of the Year jersey already. So I'm already prepared for that.
Yeah, I butchered the title.
A future Hall of Famer, but
I butchered the title of this segment, but it's the Mount Rushmore of strange uniform.
if anyone's wondering, think envisioning Devin Hester in a Seahawks jersey, and then
Yes,
go with
that is what we're doing. I guess I will lead it off. Let me share my screen real quick.
Let me guess, Jerry Rice.
Yes, it would be Jerry Rice, and it is Jerry Rice as a member of the Seattle, not the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver
That one was
Broncos.
weird as well.
There's
Seattle
a lot
Seahawks
of
as
weird
well.
Jerry Rice ones.
But
honestly, anything except for 49ers is pretty weird for
He
Jerry
was really
Rice.
good with the Raiders, though.
He was, but anything other than 49ers. I have a Jerry Rice Raiders jersey somewhere.
Of course you do.
I do. I have one of those.
Yes, but here is Jerry Rice in a Broncos jersey. He played with them in camp and preseason games, and then retired. The weirder part here, I think, other than the Broncos, is the fact that he is wearing the number 19.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't he
not
wear
Jerry
18
Rice.
with the Raiders?
No, I believe he was 80 with the Raiders as
Are you
well.
sure?
It's also an amazing picture because he's playing against like his
The
team.
49ers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite the amazing picture. And you forget how recently he played. This was like 2004 or 2005. Like, No, yes. This was like 2000. Yeah, he played like this looks like a pretty modern uniform, you know? Like he played a while. So he did wear 80 on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Look at the article. It says the one next to the picture that you clicked on. Broncos Rice Moles retirement.
He ended up retiring at the end of the training camp. He was 43 years old, I believe.
It's so weird not seeing him in like a super grainy photograph.
Yeah.
Like, because all the stuff you see from him is like in the late 80s, early 90s with the 49ers.
Put it on the poll. Do you expect to see a picture of Jerry Rice? Do you expect the picture of Jerry Rice to be super grainy?
It's like seeing a Wayne Gretzky photo for like hockey that's not grainy. Like, it just looks wrong.
Do you expect the picture of Jerry Rice?
Here we go.
By the way,
mine.
was one of my runners up, which is Wayne Gretzky in a Blues uniform.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
Runners up.
I'll do one of mine since you probably don't have it pulled up. I'll go with Jason Taylor in a Jets uniform because that's just like so not right.
I think he does have it because I see Jason. I see Jay.
That was one of Mallory's, but we'll just,
I stole that from Mallory.
yeah, I just stole that from Mallory.
Like
Yeah.
I saw him.
I have an extra one in mind.
Okay, perfect.
I saw him. I was sitting right next to him in line at a now disgraced Disney attractions line one time. By the way.
Is that the flume, the log flume?
Yeah.
He was coming out of a restaurant when I was going into a restaurant.
Okay, what is your first one, Max?
I don't know. Just pull up anyone except for the last one we talked about.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Oh, it's Sean Marion in Cavs uniform. It just looks weird. I mean, I know Sean Marion played for a lot of different teams, but he and LeBron had such a rivalry, and that those Cavs uniforms are like some of the worst to ever happen in pro sports. and it just looks really weird. Like, tell me that doesn't look strange.
It looks
I don't
bad.
know.
It looks bad.
I can't wrap my mind around it. So yeah.
All right, Mallory.
I'm gonna go with my first one, which is, since we're on the topic of the Cavaliers, we're gonna go with D-Wade in the Cavs jersey.
I believe this is the one in the Cavs jersey.
A
Yep.
jersey I own is I own the maroon version of
You
this.
didn't have it on deck? Where is it?
It's right here.
I believe it's in Arizona.
Oh, you didn't have it on deck.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's
But yeah, I just seeing Dwayne Wade in something other than a Heat jersey, especially a Cavs.
Go look at his numbers, too. He was not that bad on the Cavs.
he was
he
pretty
wasn't.
bad.
He just played for like 15 games, and then they're like, "This isn't working."
Like, he wasn't that bad, though.
Yeah.
wasn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't play that bad. Go look at his numbers.
He wasn't that bad. The Cavs were just really bad.
Yeah.
Like, they
Like, he
were
just was not clicking.
atrocious with him.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with my second one. It's Shaq in a Celtics jersey. I mean,
Yeah.
Shaq is so famous for being a great Laker. That it's just so weird to see him in a Celtics jersey.
And this is another one like Sean Marion where he played for a bunch of different teams. It's just this particular one is just really weird to see.
Yeah. It's because of the three-peat with the Lakers.
Like, even the Cavs isn't that strange for Shaq. It's just this one really is.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like what? Him with the big three, with three of the big four. It's
Like,
just
I
weird.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
Do
good
Vince Carter.
Should I go?
that picture.
Yeah.
All right, Max.
No, you want me to go?
Sure. Do you have a second one? We're not going to pull up the photo, but
Allen Iverson, Grizzlies.
yeah, that one's really bad. Like, he played 3 games and then was cut, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, Max, your second one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Michael Vick in a Steelers uniform. I mean, come on. It's
Especially
so
the number.
weird.
It's the number that gets
The
it for me.
number that's what I was thinking too. Is the Steelers doesn't even bother me. If he was wearing number 7, which obviously Ben Roethlisberger wears 7, so he can't.
Yeah.
But if he was wearing 7, it'd look a little bit more natural. Just number 2. What? Why couldn't you wear like 17 or something? Like
17. It would look weird it would look even weirder if Michael Vick was wearing a double-digit number.
I agree.
though.
Like at least wear 1 or something. Like the 2 is just really weird.
If you're a shorter quarterback, make sure to wear 10 or below.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely wear 10 or below. All right, Mallory, your second one.
I'm gonna keep it with D-Wade, and go with D-Wade in the Bulls jersey. I know he had to do that before his career ended,
Oh.
just because he grew up in Chicago. But
It just
he
looks weird, dude.
It doesn't work.
That looks
I think the
really
Cavs one-
disgusting.
I don't think
I
it's
think
that
the
bad.
Cavs
They're
one-
both red and black.
The Cavs one is worse, but this one is still pretty bad.
Oh, that looks so disgusting. D-Wade
Yeah.
in a Bulls uniform does.
It looks photoshopped.
I
It just looks photoshopped.
It really does. I can't even describe why it looks so bad, but it just does.
I think he looks like he just looks out of shape in this picture.
I think he was
does.
I think he was unhappy.
Yeah. Like at least with the Cavs, like you get the nostalgia of the Heat Big 3 days where you have pictures of him with LeBron and stuff, and it's kind of cool. Like this just looks weird.
All right, my next one is Michael Jordan and the Wizards. I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably the greatest one of all time.
Yeah, it's iconic at this point, almost that how bad he
Yeah.
looks in a Wizards uniform.
Yeah, it just as much as I mean, I don't really see a big problem with it, as I'm a Wizards fan. Like, I mean, I think he looks better in a Wizards jersey than a Bulls jersey. But for the average sports fan, they think it's weird, even though I see no problem with it. All right, Max.
No, me.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to Jeremy.
I mean, Ichiro in the Yankees uniform.
That wouldn't.
He
He
for
was
the
here like
Yankees?
4 good years. It's worse with him in the Marlins.
No,
No.
because he has 3,000 hit with the Marlins.
Yeah, but he was really good for the Yankees.
Ichiro went to the Marlins because I went to the Marlins.
Totally, definitely the reason.
Ichiro and Mallory were in Seattle, then Ichiro and Mallory were in Miami. That's just how it works.
All right. This can stop doing that. Hold up just a second. Okay.
So what was my third one?
Your third one is – hold on. Let me find it. Oh, no. Did I not get it? I did not pull it up. Think of one on the spot.
I don't even remember what it was.
Great radio. Absolutely
Whatever.
Great radio.
I'll just segue into my next one because it's a fun one. So after an illustrious career with the Cavs and with the Bulls, a certain player decided to go down to Miami, and it just looked really, really, really weird. And so if you want to pull up the picture of it, it just looks so strange.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought you were going to say Luol Deng.
It's just after – that's actually true. But after such a great career with the Cavs and Bulls, just went down to Miami. It just didn't look right.
That's funny.
Yeah, I agree with – I mean, I agree. He had such a good career with the Cavs that, I don't find it –
Yeah, he had the big three with the Bulls with Rondo and Butler, and it's just to go down to Miami then, it was so strange.
Are we going to look back at Jimmy Butler's 76ers career and say, wow, that was so weird?
And
yeah,
Max,
definitely.
I will pull your fourth one up, and I remember who it is now.
I don't even remember it.
I remember it now, but go for your last one, Mallory, that you do not have pulled up.
Wait, you did.
Oh, there
You
we go.
have the Trocheck one.
Oh yeah, I do have that one. Yeah, you've got.
You literally just pulled it up.
It was on the screen.
Yeah, it was on the screen when you said that
I
you
know.
didn't have it pulled up.
I know. She has
You
one
know,
more.
you've got it all under control.
Now you don't have the screen shared.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we're back. You know the troubles of hosting a Zoom show. Here we go.
Okay, so I mean, it doesn't really look that bad. Can I talk? It's my turn. Jeremy's getting out of the car.
Good. We've had too much of him this week.
Oh, he took the keys.
That's not good.
Okay, so Trocheck played all of his career with the Panthers until February. He was traded to the Hurricanes. Similar colors. It doesn't look that bad. It's just more hurtful than it is bad. Like looks bad.
Bless you.
Thanks.
I think football and hockey ones are tough for this just because, like, when you're watching a game, you can't really see their faces, you know? And I feel like it's always like when you see a baseball or basketball player, it always hits a little bit more. But, yeah.
Jesse, can you pull up Jaromir Jagr Oilers real quick?
You mean Flames?
Oilers.
He played for the Oilers?
Yeah.
I thought he just played for he just played for Calgary, Jeremy.
He was on the Oilers practice team for
no,
2 minutes.
It was the Flames.
Okay.
It was the Flames. You're wrong.
The Flames look weird too.
Okay. I will
Still
skip
Alberta, whatever.
Max, your
Same
last
thing.
one. Dennis Rodman with the Mavs.
Rodman with the Mavs. Now, the thing that really bothers me about this, has there ever been another player in the history of the NBA who's worn number 70?
I don't
I just
Luka
want
wears
to ask that.
Wait, Luka wears 77.
Yeah, but not number 70. Number 70? What?
77, 88, 33, 55. They're all pretty good basketball. Any double basketball number is good. But number 70s in NBA history. I mean, Rodman, wasn't he 94 somewhere else? Yeah, it doesn't even come up on Basketball Reference. I can't. It just got players that wore number 70. Let's see if that works.
I don't know if there's ever been another player to wear number 70.
Ed Fleming.
7 players. We've got, and they all played in the 40s through the 60s. And then except for 2015, this guy Luigi Datome, he wore number 70. But yeah, Jack Eskridge of the Indianapolis Jets. He wore it, and they were a Basketball Association of America team. So that was prior. No, I believe this was post NBA, so that doesn't even really count.
That doesn't count.
What'd you say?
That doesn't count.
Yeah, we've got went back too far. Sorry. We got Ed Fleming. Let's see how good he was. 12.5.
That name sounds familiar.
What'd you say?
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Played for the greatest franchise in basketball history.
Yeah, that's
Lakers.
True. 13 points per game.
He led the league in games in 1957, 1958. He led the league in games played.
Wow. We've got Andy Kosteka. Doesn't count. Another Basketball Association of America player. Post merger, I believe. Dennis Rodman. We've been over that. Frank Selvey sounds very familiar. But he barely wore the number.
Long, illustrious career. Look at that. Averaged 15 points per game. He made an All-Star game.
Wow.
With the Lakers. With the Los Angeles Lakers made an All-Star game.
Yeah, let's see when he wore. 1960. He only wore it through this year, like when he got traded. And
he was 6'3" in the 60s, so he was probably a center.
No, he was a small forward and shooting guard. Chuck Scher of the St. Louis Hawks. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this. 14 and 11. Wow, look, he was an Iron Man. 4 straight years of every game played back when they played 72. He was 6'11", Max.
He was averaging 14-11. He's like the original Hakeem out there.
Max, 6'11", 235. He might be able to play today.
He was the tallest player by like 6 inches in his day.
False, because Wilt Chamberlain was in the league. But hey, that's pretty good numbers right there. I mean, number 70. Put it on the poll. Is number 70 a great basketball number?
You would easily average 3 and 2 nowadays. He was the number 1 overall pick.
Is number 70? Yeah, he was. Look at that. From Bowling Green over in Ohio.
He's got to be the only number 1 overall pick in Bowling Green history. I mean, that's a huge deal right there. He's from Akron. He's basically LeBron. He was probably born in the same hospital as LeBron and Curry.
Maybe, but he was born in 1927, so it's probably a home birth.
Well, possibly, but I'm gonna look it up. Chuck Scher is his name.
Chuck Scher is number 70, a great basketball number. He also barely wore it. He wore it for 1 season.
Let's see. Oh, he was born in a hospital. If this is the right Chuck Scher, I'm not sure if it is. I have an obituary for a Chuck Scher up.
He died in 2012.
This one was born in Green Bay.
Not the same Chuck Scher.
Yeah.
I'm voting yes on this poll, by the way. But yeah, we still have more players. My last one is Ken Griffey Jr. in the Chicago White Sox uniform, wearing number 17. Terrible number for a baseball player. I mean, not a terrible number for a baseball player, but terrible number for Ken Griffey Jr. He's either 30 or he's either 24. This
for the White Sox?
Yeah, this looks wrong on so many levels. And to put it into even more perspective, the White Sox have a trend of this. Here's Ken Griffey Jr. flanked by his friends. We're not really friends, but we got Jimmy Rollins over here, I believe, and then we've got I believe that's Jimmy Rollins. I don't know. They might just be talking about it. I don't know who that is. And then this is Manny Ramirez as a member of the Chicago White Sox, which I totally forgot about.
Manny Ramirez played for the White Sox?
Yeah, he was traded from the Dodgers to the White Sox.
He played for the Dodgers?
He did. He was really good on the Dodgers, but
I think I might vaguely remember that. Yeah, I think I might vaguely remember.
Let me see if this is another player or if it's no. That's Andrew Jones, because I was like, that's an outfielder. That's not. He looks nothing like Jimmy Rollins, but Andrew Jones was also a Chicago White Sox player. All right.
Chuck Scher died in my birth town.
Oh, wow. That's a very useless fact, Max.
Chesterfield, Missouri. That's where I was born.
Very useless fact.
Okay, my last one is Antonio Brown in a Patriots uniform.
Yeah, that one's not great. But the Raiders one might even be worse.
No, the Raiders one doesn't look that bad. The Patriots one looks pretty bad. Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I'll do Antonio Brown Patriots.
Chuck Scher didn't even start playing basketball till his junior year of high school. How about that?
And the fact that that Antonio Brown's only game as a
There we go.
Patriot was at Hard Rock Stadium just makes it so much better.
He scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
If you remember, he and then there was some bad stuff that went down. But yeah, that'll do it for that segment of Mount Rushmore. I'm glad that we got to know Chuck Scher a lot. Great NBA great Chuck Scher.
Yeah, no update on what hospital he was born in though. So
I'm thinking at home birth.
yeah, probably.
All right. Do you guys have What Are We Doings today, or do you want to skip that segment and just head right into movies with Max? Because I have one, but it's not that great of a one.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I don't really have one.
All right, we're just gonna move into movies with Max and me because I have a movie preview that I saw that I want to talk about. Let's find it. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna fill here because for some reason it just decides to never download when I need it to.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Well, kind of. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job. It always has passion.
Here's Movies with Max.
Hi guys.
What's up, Max? How are you?
Not too bad. I actually watched a movie last night. It hasn't been something that I've been doing very often, but
Took a break from sports.
Yeah, because my baseball team had a day off yesterday. So I had a little movie night with a buddy. We sat in the garage with the garage doors up, like
6 feet apart.
Yeah, 10 feet apart. We
Wow.
measured out even further than that. So we had a nice little movie night last night. We watched a movie called Society. Now, I wish I could talk about this movie more, but I really don't want to because I really want someone else to watch it. And it's much better if you don't know what's going on. So I will just say it's one of the best movies I've ever watched in my life.
Wow.
It's an amazing satire. It is completely a movie that knows what it is and is intentionally being, a B movie, a not like very strongly written, strongly acted movie. It's intentionally that way. And it all builds into probably the best 30 minutes at the end I've ever seen in a movie.
Wow.
Legitimately. Maybe the best last 30 minutes I've ever seen in a movie. It's kind of a horror movie. It's more of a kind of like shock like kind of movie where it's not really horror, but like it hits with something at the end that is meant to like kind of get a big reaction out of you. And it's definitely a comedic movie too. It was made in the late 80s. It actually didn't come out in the United States till 4 years after it was shot because they had no idea what to do with it because they knew that audiences would probably hate it. And like nobody saw it in the United States. It's become kind of like a cult kind of classic now. I
think I've heard of it.
It's an amazing movie. The practical special effects are unbelievable in it. I cannot recommend Society enough. It is free to watch on Amazon Prime Video right now.
Who is in it? Anybody?
No stars.
And
there's one person who was in like Days of Our Lives for a couple years who's in it, but that is it. There's no stars in the movie. It is absolutely nobody's in it.
What is your grade?
Oh, easily an A+.
Wow, that's like I would like to go back. I'm not going to because it would take a while, but I'd like to go back and count how many A+ you've given. It might have been 5 or less. It's
easily one of the best movies I've watched in the last couple of years.
Wow. Okay, so now I have a preview that I saw. So it's for a documentary called Boys State. If you guys don't know, boys state and girls state, they are two.
Oh, I know about this. This happened at I know about this actually.
Yeah.
This happened with me too.
So
not
you
me,
go?
but people I know. No.
Yeah. So boys state. So I went to boys state. It's basically like a mock government that you do for a week, and you hear a lot of public speakers and stuff. And I got to, the governor of Virginia came. Like it was cool. It was cool to watch. But
I did a story on the kid who went to that. If you go to swxrightnow.com, you'll be able to see that. It's one of the students of the year.
yeah, it's very like if you get selected to it, you're not trying to brag on myself, but you're considered a prestigious and good student at your school. And I got asked if I wanted to do this. I'd never heard of it before, and I was like, okay, sounds cool. All right, I like politics enough. And I went, and man, is it just it's shocking, like how everyone acts, because you get there and you're like, first day it's like everyone's buds, like, it's cool. And then but night one, people are making political deals already. It's like everyone turns into like swarmy, like politicians, and like the Democrat kids and the Republican kids hate each other. And it's it's crazy.
So it's Big Brother.
I mean, kind of, yeah. But there's a preview of they did a documentary on the Texas boys state, and there's a preview for it on it's on Apple TV Plus, which I'm sure nobody has. I will get the free trial just to watch this.
I have it.
You have it? Okay, I'll get the free trial just to watch this because I'm very interesting. Because when I went back to my American Legion and I had to speak in front of them, I'm not sure the old Legionnaires liked what I had to say, because I said to them, I was like, yeah, everyone kind of turns into a swarmy politician. Like all these 16, 17, 18-year-old high school kids start making deals and becoming Washington D.C. and it's quite fascinating, and I'm very fascinated to watch this documentary.
Yeah, I've heard it got quite contentious in Wisconsin, because if you know anything about the politics of the time in Wisconsin, some of the politicians in power were not the most popular people always during that time.
I mean,
it got very contentious, I heard.
It was crazy. It was cool to see the politicians come and speak and stuff. And I went during when it was an election year, so and a lot of us were going to vote in the fall because it's right before you become a senior. So you had people from both sides of the aisle, both politicians, kind of trying to get you to vote for their side, which was fascinating because you had both sides very much represented in both of throughout the whole weekend. But it's very militarized feel as well. Like you march everywhere you go. You have to wear the same thing every day. And so that's kind of crazy, but but it was fun, honestly. Like at the end of the day, I had a good time there. So met some cool people, and I mean, I lost the group chat, but we had a group chat going for years after that happened. Like my house did, and we would it was quite the group chat. Let's just say that. All right, well, we got one more segment, and I'm just gonna give it over to Max because he is super excited about this. Just talk about Big Brother.
Is this Dan on Big Brother segment?
This is
yes.
Yes. This is. I said Big Brother, and then I on the show plan, and then I put a bullet point. Max loves Dan.
So a little backstory. I made a deal with one of my friends who's very into Big Brother. I'm very into Survivor. He would watch Survivor, and I would watch Big Brother. And we picked out seasons for each other to start on and all that. So I started with 12 on Big Brother, then worked back from 8 going forward, because apparently that's where a kind of divider point in eras is 7 and then 8 is kind of a divider point. So I didn't watch 9 or 15 because I've been told that they are easy to skip seasons if I'm trying to catch up with 22.
Yes.
But so I watched.
Definitely don't need to watch 15.
I've heard really, really atrocious things about 15. But
Yes.
I've watched 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and I'm about halfway through 16. And when I watched 12, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of dig this. Then 8 came, and if you know anything about Big Brother 8, there's some boisterous personalities, we'll say. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of interesting. Then I got to 10. And I met Dan. And Dan is amazing.
And the man.
And little did I know that Dan would be even more amazing in 14. And I just want to talk about the greatest move I've ever seen in any television show ever. And it is not the move that most people think it is, which is Dan's funeral, which is another amazing move. I am talking about in the final 3, where he got both of his opponents in the first round of the final head of household competition to throw the challenge.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
Both of them to do it. I don't know how.
That was amazing. I totally forgot about that.
The most amazing move I've ever seen is he got one of them to drop out within 5 minutes.
He did some things in that season,
I have no idea. And
he also got Jen to use the
respect to Ian.
He got Jen to use the veto at some point in that season.
Respect to Ian. Ian, I know he's on 22. Great winner. But Dan that was one of the best played seasons I've ever seen of AIM. That is where I truly learned, because I had always been like, oh, okay, I kind of get Big Brother, but I don't get a lot of the strategy. That is truly where I learned what the strategy of Big Brother is and how to play it perfectly, was by Dan in 14. And I get bitter jury, but gosh, how do you not vote for him? It made me so angry.
Max should go on Big Brother. Max would be perfect for Big Brother.
I could play Big Brother.
Yeah.
I think season 14 is where the bitter jury kind of started happening a lot, because there's been a lot of second place people who have deserved to win, but bitter jury since that season.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, I feel like that was an easy out for them on 14, because Ian did play a really good game. And so, I it was kind of the thing where it's like, oh, okay, I can accept it. Dan had already won, so, they're kind of giving someone else a shot. I understand. But, because I was kind of shocked early on by how not bitter the juries are on Big Brother, because 8 has maybe the least bitter jury in the history of all of shows, because everybody hated the winner of 8 and they still voted for him. And then 10, I thought Dan might be a victim of a bitter jury in 10 also and won. And so I was very, very impressed on 8 and 10, the lack of bitter juries. So, but
my problem with Big Brother so far, I've watched
just wait till 17, 18, 17. Can you not hear me?
No, we can hear you. Keep going.
Okay. Well, so what I was saying is 17, 18, 19, and 20 have really bitter juries. But I think that this season, since it's All-Stars in 22, I think that will fix the bitter jury, because they've all played the game. I've already heard some talking oh, we don't want this person or this person to win because they're previous winners. But other than that, I think that anyone has a fair shot of
breaking news. The Nets are up 10. The Nets are up 10. The
Yes.
Nets are up 10. Woohoo!
okay,
so
why don't you or what's your problem with Big Brother, Jesse?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna go run and get my Suns shirt, but we're good. I just can show you there you go Suns. But my problem with Big Brother so far is I don't really understand it, and it kind of gives me and then you guys might hate this take, but it kind of gives me sort of one of those shows Wipeout vibes, and that's not my favorite kind of television. I don't go for Holy Moly and Wipeout.
You've watched 2 episodes.
It definitely
Go watch 12, 14, and 16, and then come back to me.
It definitely plays a little bit cheesier, for sure. Some of the competitions for sure are a little cheesy.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy for me, even though I like cheesy. The Bachelor is so cheesy. I don't know I'll admit it. The Bachelor is my favorite show on television, other than Hard Knocks.
My one issue with Big Brother right now, since I've been binging it, and it's only an issue if you binge it, is it's kind of the hardest show to binge ever, because it moves so glacier like slow compared to almost any other reality show.
Yeah.
And like I don't think that's a problem when you're watching it live, but when you're watching it and
Yeah.
it takes like 4 episodes to get to the first like elimination, it's like, oh my gosh, like when is this gonna pick up? And like it always does by like episode like 15 or so, it always like starts moving really quick once it gets into like double evictions and stuff. But like those first few episodes of Big Brother are always so hard to get into. That's my only problem with Big Brother.
I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your opinion on Rachel in 12 and 13.
Okay, I hated her on 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13, I hated her at the start. And then once Brendan got officially like out and she started like really playing for herself and playing hard,
Right.
I was like, okay, I'm starting to like her. And then her and Jordan's team up, I was a really, really big fan of her and Jordan together. And so I was rooting for one of those two to win. So I was really rooting hard for Rachel. I think she is probably she's definitely my top 5 favorite players I've seen so far, Rachel is. Even though I hated her on 12, I really, really liked her on 13.
It just reminded me of the whole Pandora's. There was like a Pandora's box thing where like Brendan and Rachel, like Rachel came back into the house and Brendan like got sent out. And I just remember that being so iconic.
Yeah, because she had to interact with Reagan. Then that was like when they had their huge argument. Reagan and Rachel did was when she came back into the house.
That whole fight in the backyard. Oh my gosh, that was 10 years ago. It's so hard to like remember, but it's like I can still remember. Like
that was the thing that threw me off is like when I heard like 12, like I had no concept of how long Big Brother had been running at the time. So I was thinking, oh, that's probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And then they all pop up and they're wearing like the worst outfits ever. And I'm like, oh, this was like 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, that explains it.
All right, you guys got anything else from Big Brother to talk about?
Yeah. No, I have Max. I was thinking like maybe the Brigade or like. What do you think about the name for our alliance?
I hate alliance names. Whatever an alliance name would be, it's definitely not the Quack Pack.
The Quack Pack is iconic. Oh, but speaking of the Quack Pack, Jeremy's favorite player of all time is Brittany.
Yes, the best player of all time.
I get that. Brittany is really, really like.
You know why I like her so much? I like her because she has a great personality, but also she was not ever bitter, like ever. She gets the game of Big Brother.
I've heard one of my favorite players from the current season I'm watching, who actually just got evicted in the last episode I watched, is actually on future seasons, which is Nicole. And I really like her because she's, well, I like her, like 99% of why I like her, I think, is her accent. I'm not sure it goes much past that. I'm not sure if her personality or game at all goes much past her accent, but I just am addicted to that accent. So
her gameplay picks up in 18.
Okay.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 quick things, and then I'll get to Max's announcement.
Just wait till he watches 18 and 19 with Paul.
Oh my God, you're gonna love.
You're either gonna love Paul that's got an 18 and 19, or you're gonna absolutely hate him. There's no in between.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm
Couple
excited.
things, and then we'll have Max give us an announcement, a little shout out here. These are that huge game in the KBO tonight, NC Dinos and LG Twins. That's on at 4:30 in the morning Max time, 2:30 in the morning my time, 3:30 in the morning Jeremy and Mallory's time,
Still be awake.
5:30 Eastern time. It's a huge game though. It's a big one. Those are a couple of the top contenders in the KBO. And then a couple of the biggest tight ends got paid or agreed to get paid today in the NFL, and that is Travis Kelce and George Kittle. And Max, your announcement.
Yeah, I just wanted to announce, since I'm going to school at San Jose State, I've gotten a position, a paid position actually, at their student sports media. So go ahead and follow. I'm sure you're following Blaze Sports if you're watching this, but also go ahead and follow The Spear if you want to get any information on Mountain West sports or on San Jose State sports. they seem to be very on top of things so far. I've only had one meeting with them, but they're very on top of things. They're very digital. They all have a Golden Gate Bridge backdrop on their Zoom when I logged on, so they're very in it with their region and stuff. So go check out the stuff. They've got a really cool site. They've got some really good content. So yeah.
All right.
Also go check out swxrightnow.com.
And check out Devil's Digest and House of Sparky for Mallory.
Whoa, that wasn't official. Are you breaking news?
I mean, do you want to break it here?
Okay, I have accepted a position as a writer for House of Sparky.
You have to say it like the tweet. I am so excited to announce that I have now accepted a position.
So we're all making big moves.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it.
Jeremy, you have anything to announce?
I was thinking maybe like the brigade or.
Okay, we're gonna mute that.
Meow meow.
All right.
Meow meow.
Should I be allowed at the Masters Champions dinner? 67% no. Do you expect the picture of Jerry Rice to be grainy? 50-50 never happened before. And is number 70 a great basketball number? 50-50 never happened before. All right. Follow us on Twitter at the letter Y and So Serious Show. And tune in tomorrow. I don't know who's going to be on, but hopefully Max comes on again.
Possibly.
Possibly. There we go.
We'll see.